Hello folks, Anime Brian returning to my Let's Play of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Welcome to part 2. I finally get some gameplay. Literally, besides the goofing around I did, which I think took like a good 20 minutes, and then with all the opening dialogue and shit, it just took like an entire hour just to even get to this part. But here I am. Now, the way this works, I guess, from what I've read, you're in this viewing mode. Excuse me. And basically, whenever you point your cursor at something that has meaning to it, I guess the cursor changes color. So it's all color-based, basically. No, I don't know if you have to interact with something in the room or can you just move on to a new room. I don't really see anything special here. Yeah, I'd rather use the D-pad. It's more stable. Yeah, I think it has to turn color before you can do anything. Alright, yeah, that pulls that back and forth. If you hit triangle, here's the menu. Another thing is they have a darkening system now. Every time you view something frightening, it increases your darkening. If it hits 100%, you're basically fucked. Similar to, I guess, the corruption thing from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which means you don't want it to go all the way up. The only difference is, I believe in that game, you could lower your contamination rate or something like that, or corruption. But in this game, from what I've read, you can't lower that. If it goes up, and that's it. You're stuck to it. So you have to keep that kind of shit to a minimum, which means there are certain things you should not check out. Otherwise, you'll just push yourself way too high. But at the same time, some things require you to have a certain level of darkening to even trigger. Like a minimum of 40% or something like that. Let's see, I can check on items, which I have none. Didn't mean to cancel, I have it entirely. There's the option screen again. So, nothing special here. Now, judging by the event so far, we're going to the part where she had Black Shadow attack her. So I don't think she wants to go back into the nurse's office. Search mode. Yeah, see, it turns blue. There's a large hole in the floor, too big to jump across. Getting to the other side won't be possible from here. Okay, now, obviously it turns blue, but I imagine maybe there's other colors too. Depending. I could be wrong. I can see this being a way more time-consuming mechanic than roaming around on a map. Which makes me think that this could actually end up taking a lot longer than the first game. Anyway, there's nothing for me to do here. And I assume, like I said before, that the reason why that's black is because you can't cross to it. So... Huh. And it will let you move across multiple rooms. Ugh. There was a mess of blood and entrails on the wall, as if someone were launched from across the corridor at tremendous speed and splattered on impact. The smell was positively vile. Seiko had commented on it before, but it was really hitting me now. Every breath I took was triggering my gag reflex. It was all I could do not to vomit again. Poor Mayu. You deserve better. Great. So what else? So far, I'm not seeing anything significant. I have to admit, I don't like this new style. Because you have to waste time fucking looking for shit, and you might overlook stuff easily. Especially if you're an impatient type. Moving on. The door to the science lab is frozen in place, as if it was just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. Unless they give you basic observations like that first. Same thing again. Do I at least get the option to look through the window or something? That would be nice. See, they need to make like a corpse party game in 3D or something. Of course, not that I could probably ever play it, being my emulators are limited, or unless they made it for the PC. That'd be nice. Anyway, I'm done in this hall. So, once again, the lab is black because you can't go into it. It's funny how they don't make that point out fucking earlier. I wonder what would happen if I really do try to skip too many halls. Let's see, I'm supposed to be going after Seiko, who's on the 3rd floor restroom, so let's see if I can make a beeline without too many problems. As I wandered through the darkened corridors, every hair on my body was standing at attention. I had goosebumps from head to toe. It felt like a fog of uneasiness was swirling around me with each step I took. And that fog was growing thicker and thicker, to such an extent that I began fearing the darkness might swallow me whole, and I'd cease to exist. I could feel my sanity slipping away. I didn't know how much longer it could hold out, and I was starting to lose patience. I just wanted to get it over with. Fear was like a slime covering my entire being. No matter how much I wiped, I was only squishing it around. It wouldn't come off. It was stuck fast. Excuse me. I walked around aimlessly, calling out Seiko's name. By doing so, I think I was able to dull my senses and just barely maintain my grip on reality. Huh. Why is there an A before the W? There we go. Seiko, where are you? Please answer me. I wasn't thinking straight. I want to apologize. Up ahead, I swore I saw light glinting off something. It looked for a moment like a web of sinewy strings attached across the hall. I slowly crept forward until I can confirm that they were, in fact, strands of wire. Gently, I reached out a finger and touched the closest one. Yow! I pulled my hand away, looking down at it. There was now a very fine, clean slice right on the tip of my finger. Tiny red beads were beginning to form. Those beads just kept getting bigger and bigger as I watched, eventually swelling into one another and forming a single drop of blood. And that drop quickly became too heavy for its perch. It began wending its way down my hand, toward my wrist. Piano wire? No, it's a little different. I couldn't believe it had cut so deeply from just that one faint touch. Had it been sharpened? It really stung. If I hadn't noticed those wires strung up across the hall and I just kept walking, I'd shudder to think what might have happened. Death not from malevolent spirits, but from a mere booby trap? Who could have done this? There was definitely a planned malice behind it. I could sense an ill will in the air and began to tremble. Was someone watching me? Even at that very moment? Was someone just waiting for me to fall into their trap and die so they could gloat about it? Is someone there? Hey! It was like an unconscious shout. I couldn't control myself. I was scared, and whoever did this was heartless. I couldn't just let it go. Stop this, please. You're scaring me. Don't do these awful things to people. A bevy of negative emotions began swimming through my head. I suddenly realized I was crying. And I knew that this corridor with its web of razor-sharp piano wire was effectively impassable, at least for the moment. I needed to find some way to cut these wires, or some means of disabling the trap at any rate. I decided to go back the way I came and search the rest of the school for answers. So where the fuck am I? I wanted to go in that one, but it sounds like something stopped me. Yeah, right there. Huh. Yeah, I recognize that piano wire. It's the same shit that fucks you over in the second chapter. The thing that kept fucking mocking my existence. That's the one that sliced up Yoshiki and Ayumi. So now someone's setting up booby traps? What a dick. Well, if I can't go in that direction... Hang on, I better check and see if there's anything here. Nope, nothing. I guess I'll go in this direction. Oh god, I hate to see what a chase scene in this game would feel like. The door to classroom 3A is frozen in place, as if it was just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. But yeah, I'd seriously hate to see how a chase scene plays out in this game. I mean, what the hell would you do? Hurry up and click a freaking certain room and shit within a time limit? Because otherwise, I can't imagine how you would effectively run from something. Smudgy. Blood red lettering reads, "Getting close to the darkness is one way to learn the truth. This whole place sits close to darkness after all." Yeah, I bet it does. Well, for the most part, everything looks the same like it does in most screens. Oh. Yeah. And that's that. So you can't go in 3A, how about 2A? You're not going to let me interact with 2A? Maybe I should just go directly onto it from the map. Yep, that's what I'll do. The following words were scrawled on the blackboard. "Your friend is a traitor. You're going to be killed. Run." Soul burned by waves of energy. Pay tribute to God in this house of Shinozaki. Purified by the flames of hell. Judgment pass in the great beyond. Huh. Well, that second verse is a bit creepy. Pay tribute to God in this house of Shinozaki. Huh. This shouldn't have been there. It wasn't on the board when I first got here with Seiko. Come on. I need to be able to read that. Somebody had to have written it recently, but why? To create a rift in our friendship? I didn't know if it was a person or a ghost who did this, but whoever it was a terrible thing to do. This was all really starting to get to me. Is somebody in here? Stop harassing me, whoever you are. I can't take this anymore. I just can't. I didn't even know whom I was angry with. But make no mistake, I was seething. I was probably really close to my breaking point. I ran out of the room, never even pausing to wipe the tears from my eyes. Huh. Get back in the room. I'm not finished exploring it. Alright, so I read that on the wall, or on the board. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing funky about the lights. There's something hanging from the ceiling, but I guess that's not of importance either. So I guess that's it, huh? Alright, fine, I'll leave. Nope, nothing here. So, once again, let's see if it'll let me in here. I swear if I saw something up there, that'd freak me the fuck out. Ah, shit. I forgot I'm on the wrong side. The restroom's on the east wing. But then again, with all that shit blocking the way, I guess I'm gonna have to find something to get rid of the hairs or the piano wires. Well, what better place to look in the reference room? Who knows? Maybe I'll bump into somebody there too. The door to the reference room is frozen in place, as if it's just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. It's a decomposing corpse. The smell's ghastly. Judging by height and uniform, this was probably once a male senior high student. His school name tag seems to have survived intact, prominently displayed on his now damp and discolored blazer. Matsukaze Prefectural High School, Kazuhiro Murofushi. Really? That's a male student? Sure the fuck doesn't look like it from here. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing exposed legs, as if it was a girl wearing a skirt. Or maybe you guys are just fucking lazy and didn't put an actual male figure back there. So you can't get in the reference room, huh? What a crock of shit. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Dead end. Nothing to be found. I guess that means I'm going to have to go back downstairs and go into the classrooms on the left side. Let's go into 1A. It's more piano wire. There was yet another piece of piano wire in this room, seemingly razor sharp like the others, but only one. I could avoid it easily with some care. Actually, I don't think it's there to cut you. I think it's one of those wire-based levers like from the first game. Wait a minute. You said it was one strand. Why am I seeing two? There's that one, and there's that one. Huh, won't let me read the note on the wall. Shame on you. It seems there aren't usually multiple items in a single room. Kind of makes the whole search thing stupidly redundant, don't you think? Why not just automatically interact with it, or give me the freaking option to? What is this thing? In the corner of the room sat an antiquated mechanical device with a lever attached to it. Told you. Called it. It prominently featured two wheels with spools of translucent wire coiled around them and projected out toward the ceiling in a perfect tight line. Could this be the source of the booby trap? Pull the lever. This should disarm it. Please don't kill me. It's a pretty big lever. I wonder if it'll even move. The machine was old and the lever was rusted, so it wasn't going to give without a fight. I could rattle it a little, though, so I figured I had a chance. I did. Huh? It's gone. The piano wire. It's gone. What, just magically disappeared? Not just kind of pull into somewhere? Damn logic. That's it, huh? Well, then I'm out of here. Should I explore other things? At the very least, that means I can go straight here, but I may find some extra stuff if I look around. Assuming this doesn't get me killed. What's that light? There weren't any lights on, and the whole school was bathed in darkness. Yet in this lone room, a small circle of light just kept blinking on and off. It seemed almost as if it would turn on whenever I looked at it and turned off whenever I looked away. Or maybe that was just my imagination. But it seemed possible that someone could be trying to get my attention. Is anybody in here? No response. I began to get more and more creeped out with every passing second. At first I thought maybe somebody was watching me, but now I was almost certain of it. As I got closer to the source of the light, the blinking stopped. The light was now fully on. Yeah, this is pretty creepy. Hey, look, multiple things. Speaking of creepy, I need to check on something. Yeah. The game doesn't warn you when your darkening goes up, motherfucker. That would have been nice to know. Like a little stat pop up on the screen would be nice. No, cancel. Well, I definitely like flashlights. A flashlight, and it's on. I wondered if this was the source of the blinking light. It did turn steadily when I got near the thing, but that just left me with more questions. Maybe it was just low on batteries and that's why it kept going on and off. That's why I told myself as I picked up the discarded flashlight. Nothing seemed particularly odd about it. It was just your regular run-of-the-mill flashlight, and it really did seem to be low on batteries. I'd have to make sure to use it sparingly so as not to waste what little energy it had left. Lovely. So I have limited uses then. The shelves are littered with dead lice. If one were to rest an arm on one of those shelves, there's no telling how many might come along for the ride. There's a bleached white skeleton sprawled out here. Judging by height and uniform, it appears to be the remains of a male junior high student. Looking closely, there's a faded school name tag attached to his blazer. Shobu University Middle School, Masashi Kawasaki. Damn it, it's up to 25. No, cancel. Yeah, so you know if you want name tags and shit, it costs you darkening just to do so. That's fucked up. Listen to your teacher. You're going to die now. It's fucking creepy. There are 3 lines of deep scratches in the teacher's podium, all seemingly made by fingernails. What could have happened here? Huh. What, no message? Well, fuck this room, I'm getting out. On to the next one. That's a creepy drawing. As soon as I entered the room, I had a bad feeling about it. The silence was almost deafening. There wasn't a single sound to be heard. This room and this room alone felt very different from any other. Shit. Am I gonna die just for coming in this stupid room? Why do I not feel safe playing this game in the dark? Well, whatever. It's full of dirty tissues. It kind of turns the stomach. Best not to look any closer. Best just walk away. Fucking creepy drawing. There are 2 skeletal remains here, both of them mostly whitened at this point. They seem to have died held up against one another. There's 2? Both are female and look to be around junior or senior high school age. There's a school name tag attached to the remains of this one's uniform. Karasuyama High School, Miki Sato. Huh. I'm trying to look at it and I'm not really understanding what I'm looking at. That's really 2 of them? Oh, okay, I see it. Sato Yuzuki. Well, I got both their name tags now. Class log. I ate a student today. I was hungry, so I had to. Plus, we played rock, paper, scissors, and I lost. I thought I'd lose to an adult, but I didn't. Huh. I guess the only thing left to do is look at the creepy drawing. I hope something bad doesn't happen for doing it. I swear I see a line coming from the ceiling. Right about here. I just don't know if that's part of the screen image or what. Well, here goes nothing. It's a child's crayon drawing. Very vibrant and colorful. The subject's mouth is open and she seems to be eating a watermelon, perhaps? Yeah, right. Probably eating her student. Huh. So nothing happens, huh? Well, then I guess it's time to get the fuck out of this room. Onward to destroy the hares. Help me, please. Somebody help me. Oh boy. What? Who? Ah! Nakashima, grade 3 room A. Nakashima, grade 3 room A. Please return to class immediately. Oh, it's a fucking, intercom. Who, me? You're next. Oh, God. Well, what the hell does that mean? Why? Why is the layering all fucked up? I just want to see what class. Oh, damn it. Why does it skip the actual dialogue? The dialogue actually told you what class to go to. I don't fucking remember. I wasn't paying attention. Stupid message log. You suck. Go suck a nut. It had an A in it, didn't it? Can't be 3A because I can't go in there. Where am I? Well, whatever it was ominous as fuck. I don't think I should even go to wherever they told me to. Fuck that nonsense. I have business to take care of. Large hole in the floor. You're kidding me. There's some sort of mechanism with a lever attached to it. Pull the lever. Got doubts about this. Yeah. Yeah, bored. What a strange contraption. Pulling the lever made a retractable floorboard extend outward over the hole, but also restrung all the piano wire. I had to be careful not to touch any of it. If I even slightly brushed up against a single strand. There's a single board stretched across the server as a makeshift bridge. So does that mean I can go for... Huh. So that's how it works. Yeah, whatever. Ah, son of a bitch. Really? Right at the base of the staircase, no less. What a sadistic place to put. Ooh, I can imagine how bad that would be if someone fell from those stairs. Oh, that's like decapitation right there. It should be possible to use the stairs, but that piano wire is razor sharp. Best to go slow and take care not to forget about it later on. There's an ominously glinting piece of razor-sharp piano wire tautly strung across the foot of the stairwell, roughly at neck height. Yeah, that is damn sadistic. Told you it was about the decapitation. Well, going up. Why do I need to search this damn thing? Okay, so there's a note. You can't inspect any of the stalls. At least I don't see a rope. Thank God. Mirrors, sinks, you can't look at them. Go figure. Only thing to read is the note on the fucking wall. That's it? Shaky, faded lettering could just barely be made out on the old flyer. Put it out of your mind. Don't worry. Eat, laugh, go nuts. Let the darkness in. Suddenly I felt sickness in the pit of my stomach. It was almost unbearable. I felt like I was forgetting something absolutely crucial. Something I was consciously trying to forget, but absolutely had to remember no matter what. So that's it, huh? No fucked up bullshit? No hanging? Well, this is definitely playing out different than the first one. The boys' room is completely boarded up. It won't be possible to get inside. Huh. Was it like this in the first game? Completely boarded up and the boards aren't budging. There's no way to get inside. If it's all it is boards, a nail puller will fix that shit. You'll fix your wagon good. So basically I literally came up here for nothing. Because that's what it seems like. How lame. I almost forgot. That fucking piano wire that's waiting for me. I think the idea here is that when you leave this room, you only go one space. If you try to go more than one, it would probably assume that you forgot about it and slice you up. But then again, it could probably fuck you over anyway. Because look, I didn't gain anything from coming up here. Except unless you have to read that note. Well, nothing else to do. Here's nothing. It's not like I can fucking inspect it or fucking dodge on purpose. The board should be sturdy enough to get you across the other side, where some sort of mechanism with a conspicuous lever awaits. Cross over and pull the lever. Yep. Ugh. Just as I thought, the device controlled both the floorboard and the wire trap. It was both, or it was neither. How cruel to make a person choose. So I guess whatever room I was called to, maybe I guess I should go into it. Either that or go down to the first floor. I'll go into 2A. Grade 3, room A. Grade 3, room A. Please return to class immediately. So 3A. I'm from Kisaragi Academy, grade 2-9. Just stop it, please. You've got the wrong person. And it's always right outside 3A too. See? They won't even let me in there. Stupid creepy ass room. Well, hell, fuck it. Go in the damn infirmary and see if anything happens. Because I'm starting to run out of places to go. I don't like this place. The infirmary was where I had been attacked. I didn't want to stay in here any longer than I had to. That horrible sensation of my body being overcome by that hair-like mist was something I never hoped to experience again as long as I lived. Let's hope I don't fucking get attacked again then. It's an old-fashioned space heater, but it's so full of ash that it'll probably never light again. All things considered, there's surprisingly little dust on these beds. There is nothing under them, is there? No, there isn't. Good. There's a pair of scissors on one of the shelves. Its blades are stained with blood. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. Proper procedure for dissection. Something tells me I shouldn't read this. First and foremost, you must ensure that both arms and both legs are firmly pinned down, such that the subject is completely unable to move. Next, make a clean incision across the stomach and carefully peel the skin on both sides, exposing the subject's innards. Use pins to keep the opening. I don't know why that's gone. Probably a blood stain. The remainder of the page is so stained and faded that it's completely illegible. Okay. Nothing bad so far. There's a photo here. The paper was cracked and warped in various spots, and the picture itself was in black and white. Clearly this was not a recent photograph. It was just a simple shot of a man looking directly at the camera. It had a formal air to it, as if it were used for an arranged marriage interview. I wonder who this is. Was he the man who worked at this desk? Or a family member, maybe? No, bullshit. The nurse that worked here was fucking Sachiko's mom. And the one that replaced her was a woman too. Because she said that she wasn't very popular and that she hated her. So that's something completely new from the first game. There are a large number of bottles lined up on the shelf here. Each one of them seems to be packed tightly with small chunks of unidentifiable meat, and the smell suggests they've been here for quite a while. Please tell me that's it. I want to leave now. This room is fucking creepy as hell. Damn noises. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright, time to get out of this room. Okay, I am seriously not liking the sound of those noises. I'll be back. Alright, and I'm back. Yeah, the hell with the infirmary being creepy. I've come up with a new theory. No, it's not a theory, it's a fact. The creepiest room that I've ever been in is not any particular room in this game. No. It's my own fucking apartment. In the dark, all by myself. That's downright fucking creepy. To have the strange silence of no one being here, to have it suddenly broken with weird and suspicious sounds. It's enough to drive someone to complete paranoia. It truly does. Well, I guess I'm done with this place. The one thing I have not done is go down to the first floor. Every time I pass by it does that. Shut up. Shut up, shut up. It just opened on its own. Come on in. What? Ah! Come on in. Oh, this is not good. Some unknown force lifted me off my feet and pulled me into the classroom. It was so dark in there that I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. I'm glad you've come. There's no time to lose. The examination's about to begin. Please remove your jacket. That's a good girl. Now, lie down in the bed. Not sure what else to do. I pulled out the flashlight and pointed in the direction of the creepy voice. Oh, God. Really? Because I'm not seeing anyone. Oh, shit. Vice Principal? No! What? Suddenly the classroom was bathed in that familiar faint light, and I was alone. Despite what I had just heard, every window seemed to be fully intact. God, what next? I've heard about that, I just now remembered it. Apparently, if you pass by Class A 3 times, something will happen. Why didn't I remember that? That was fucking creepy. Well, I lived to tell the tale, so I'm getting my fucking ass out of there. There's a large hole in the floor, too big to jump across. Getting to the other side won't be possible from here. Ah, fucking lovely. You're kidding me. So, you can never go to the first floor then. I'm running out of places to go. This is retarded. You know what? I got a walkthrough in front of me. I guess I'm going to have to use it. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Let's see. Wait a minute. I'd rather look at it wrong end. No, okay. Look at secrets. Here we go. I just want to know about what the hell happened. If you walk by Classroom 3A while the darkening meter is at 25% or higher, Naomi will hear a yell followed by a voice calling for her. If you pass by the classroom a second time, she will hear the same voice calling for her. If you pass by a third time, Class 3A will open and Naomi will be pulled inside. It is also worth noting that these combined actions cause your darkening meter to raise significantly, and it may raise even more depending on what happens next. Once inside Classroom 3A, what occurs depends on whether or not you have the flashlight. If you lack it, Yoshi will appear and you'll escape Classroom 3A shortly after. If you have the flashlight, Naomi will turn it on and begin to look around. At this point, you have a 10-second timer. A 10-second timer begins ticking down. If it reaches 0, Yoshi will appear just as she would have if you lacked the flashlight. If you examine the chalkboard before time runs out, however, a different ghost will appear. While Naomi escapes the classroom immediately after either occurrence, seeing Yoshi will make the darkening meter rise an additional 5%. Oh boy, lovely. Huh. There's something about 1C. You need to have a 35% or higher. There's a CG to be unlocked apparently too. So be it then. Ugh. I felt a bad feeling since I entered the room, so it was quiet that my ears hurt from noise. Damn, the text is fucking out of whack again. No, the word heard is split off. That's retarded. So quiet that my ears hurt from the no noise that I heard anywhere around me. Strange feeling in here. It hurts. Die, just die, I'll kill you. Anger, curse, no hope of rescue, spill your blood. Oh, I'm so scared, so scared, so scared. I hate dark places. Including the children's drawing. This event also has a CG associated with it. Wow. It's like a pomegranate. Did someone draw over it in fluorescent paint? Gives me the creeps. You know, shit. It's full of dirty tissues. Turns the stomach. Best not to look any closer. Blah, 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 blah. So I guess the up-close view is the CG. Class log. I ate a student today. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I already read that. That it? The two bodies on the ground. Those bloodstains are actually part of the screen. Huh. Must be part of darkening, maybe. Because it's up to 53% now. I think it's time to leave the room. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back to the walkthrough. Oh, you have to get your darkening meter up to 40%. Like I was saying before, about certain things actually required that. Yeah, you had to reach at least 40% before you can trigger something in the girl's bathroom. No matter how much I wandered, I just couldn't seem to figure out where Seiko had run off to. And I had been teased from the shadows and frightened the whole time I was searching. I couldn't take much more of it. I was losing my mind. When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway on the 3rd floor of the school building. I began to doubt myself. To doubt the fated events that lay ahead, or whatever these horrific future memories were. It couldn't actually happen, right? I had no real reason to doubt the things I'd been envisioning, of course, but I kept telling myself it was all just paranoia. I'd experienced deja vu many times in my life, ever since I was a little girl. It didn't have to mean anything. Someone once told me that deja vu was just the brain recognizing a similar situation from one's past and making a false connection, pulling the wrong file. Please, no more. Seiko! Seiko, please, don't leave me here by myself. I'd basically lost all ability to reason, as if my mind had been taken over by some outside force. I broke down on the spot and began crying. What's that? And the light goes on. That's right, no more playing in the dark. Fuck that shit. A loud sound caught my attention. It sounded like someone kicking a wall. I shot it from the ground as if I were yanked. And as I rose, my brain began recognizing a similar situation from my past. A file was being pulled. No. Sounds of a struggle coming from inside the bathroom stall. It's exactly the same. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory. It didn't feel like there was anyone else in here with me, but I sensed a slight movement on the 3rd stall door from the back, as if it were just closed. My heart was racing. I was so nervous. It felt like all the blood in my body had begun flowing in reverse. Behind this door. Seiko, where are you? I miss you. Just looking at the noose sent a wave of dark feelings through my mind. The specter of death was right in front of me, baring its fangs. If I went too much longer without finding her... Ah! That same dull thud echoed again from behind me. Startled, I turned back toward the stall. No one was there, so what was I hearing? The wall. There's a breeze coming out of it from it. I stepped inside and began lightly knocking on the back wall in several different spots. Hollow. Ah, it's hollow. Looking closely, the wall did jut out very slightly right around the exact spot. Unconsciously, I pushed on it, and a small piece of paneling swung out into the space beyond like a door. It was well hidden, to say the least. Never once would I have guessed there had been a hidden room behind this particular bathroom stall. It's really dark in here. The room was extremely narrow, making it feel longer than it was. You could fit maybe 2 tatami mats on the ground there, end to end. A hole was cut into the floor in the back, outfitted with a ladder leading down into the main school building below. I peered down the hole, but could see no sign of a floor, nor the end of the ladder. This thing could lead all the way to ground level or even further. Or farther. Whether due to pressure differentials or the breeze in the air, the secret door suddenly shut itself behind me. That must have been what I was hearing earlier. A wretched smell was wafting up from below, hardly a surprise given where I was. I didn't want to imagine what unspeakable things might await me at the bottom of this ladder. But if Seiko had gone this way, I shook off my misgivings and began descending. I wondered if maybe this ladder ended in a garbage dump or something. I stopped in my tracks, seriously considering turning back. But I didn't want to miss something, and I had to do this again later. So I figured I might as well tough it out and see what I might find at the bottom. I was waffling between my desire to be thorough and my instinct to turn back, but I kept climbing down all the while, holding my breath as much as I could. Sure is wet. If I'm not careful, I might slip. Ah! Oh, ew. What? I'm really glad it's not a garbage dump. I seemed to be in a cave-like room with muddy walls and a dirt floor. Looking up, I could see a very faint light coming from the hole I just climbed through, but the whole area was otherwise pitch black. There doesn't seem to be anything to find in here at all. I'm probably just wasting my time. While surveying my surroundings as best as I could, I attempted to stand up, but that didn't go very well. Ow, what the hell? My ankle had swollen pretty badly and it felt like it was on fire. It was the same sprained ankle Seiko had tended earlier. I must have landed on it when I slipped from the ladder, aggravating it further. No, why is this happening? I made another attempt to get up, this time onto my good ankle. If I shifted my weight so the majority of it rested on that leg, maybe I could walk. Ow! No such luck. I wasn't going anywhere. I was stuck in this dark, dank cave where no one would ever find me, with a ladder I couldn't use. My leg had begun going numb, and the pain from my ankle was almost unbearable. No, no, I have to get out of here. I have to. Leaning on the wall for support, I attempted to stand once more, this time holding my sprained ankle in the air as best as I could. I placed both of my hands on the ladder, but it was no use. I couldn't even make the first step. Mustering all my strength, I figured I'd give jumping a try, even if it was only with one leg. But as soon as the other came into contact with the bottom rung of that wet, slippery ladder, I could feel myself turning pale. I was well and truly stuck. This was no joke. I was frantic. I tried climbing the ladder again and again, but I kept finding myself sprawled unceremoniously across the ground. I couldn't even say how many times I challenged those damn rungs. I even searched the walls nearby for another way out, but it was simply no use. Tears were welling up in my eyes uncontrollably. I'm so sorry, Seiko. I can't make it. I can't save you. And then, all of a sudden, I sensed a person in front of me. If you want to find your friend, you can't just give up. I'm impressed you made it this far. You've done well. It was a little girl. She was just there, and she spoke to me in a very comforting voice. Yeah, bullshit. Then she hugged me tightly, as if trying to enshroud my head with her being. There, it'll be all right. I'll let you see her if you'd like. Will you listen to what I have to say? I didn't care who. I didn't care if it was a person or a ghost. I just wanted somebody, anybody, to save Seiko. Good. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Everything's going to be okay. Painful memories, you see, are the funniest of them all. Naomi, you insensitive jerk. No, I shouldn't say that about her. It was my fault. Naomi was just scared, and after what she went through, I don't blame her. She's always been so cheery and so kind. But I brought out all her pain, all her tears, and that's the one thing a friend should never do. A smile suits her face best of all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Naomi. I'm sorry for making you so sad. I feel so lost without you. It's the same for me, Seiko. Seiko, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me. I just want us to be together forever. Naomi. But when I'm with you, don't I make you mad? Don't I rub you the wrong way and make things unbearable for you? Of course you don't. That was just me being stubborn and pouting and behaving like a spoiled brat. Oh. Seiko approached me with arms outstretched. She wanted to hug me, and I immediately obliged without the slightest hesitation. This was Seiko, warm and alive, soft and smelling lovely as usual. I'll never let you go again. Me neither. You'd better not. There's a Japanese style room over there with tatami mats and everything. We should go sit down and try to calm our nerves a little. A break sounds nice. Let's go. Custodian's closet. This is one of those doors that won't open, isn't it? Oh, huh? I passed out earlier, I guess. When I came to, I was lying down in this room. I was someplace underground, I think, with no way out. And then I saw a little girl, was it? For the life of me, I just couldn't remember clearly. That's really odd. Maybe you have a guardian angel on your side. Or a ghost. Come on, don't say that. Well, remember what that spirit told us when we first got here? He said not all ghosts are bad. Not all bad, huh? Seiko calmly opened the door and stepped into the custodian's closet. I could hardly believe this was the same person who got scared out of her mind at the first sight of a ghost only a few hours before. You seem a lot more fearless now than you were when we got here, Seiko. Or is that just me? Hee. As long as you're around, Naomi, I feel like I've got nothing at all to be scared of. Well, that's all well and good, but just make sure you don't let your guard down, okay? There weren't any working lights in the custodian's closet, but it definitely felt a lot safer in here than it did out in the creepy, creaky hallways. The two of us plopped down next to one another on the tatami. For a long while, neither of us said a word. I guess we weren't sure what to talk about. I'm so glad you're okay, Seiko. Huh? You too, Naomi. How's the ankle? Still hurt? I feel like it did. Really badly for a while there, but it's totally fine at the moment. Glad to hear it. Did you manage to find your paper doll scrap? No, it's still missing. Guess I must have dropped it somewhere else, and finding anything in this place is quite a feat. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. But when we get back, we can always ask the class rep to perform the ritual again. Then we can get you a replacement. That's true. Once we calmed down a bit, we reached a point where we simply didn't want to leave the room. Why does it say that? There we go. Didn't want to leave the room anymore. We had no desire to go back into those halls, so we didn't. We stayed right where we were for a really long time, just chatting endlessly with one another, casual as can be. About class, the festival, our sleepover the previous night, ordinarily everyday conversation. But then I happened to look over and catch Seiko staring at me. Yeah, totally. Seiko, is something wrong? Huh? No, it's nothing. It was too dark to see Seiko's features in any great detail, but something seemed amiss. It was her face. Was she blushing? Naomi? This is hard for me to say. But, well, what is it? She had an uncharacteristically serious expression on her face and seemed really nervous. What was it, Seiko? What were you trying to tell me? Never you mind. Hee. Oh, come on. Now my curiosity is killing me. Just spit it out already. Promise you won't laugh? If you don't want me to, then I won't. Okay, because I'm totally serious. Oh? My heart skipped a beat. This was the beginning. How could I have been so dense all this time? Since we have no idea what's going to happen to us in here, there's something I really need to tell you. Okay. Seiko's focus changed. Her gaze was now directed squarely at my lips. Wait, was this? Will you, Kiss me? Huh? I want to kiss you. Why? Because I love you. As a friend, right? Seiko didn't say a word. She just shook her head fervently. I was dumbfounded. Was she confessing to me? I hadn't even had a boy confess to me yet. She hung her head low, staring down at her feet. My silence seemed almost like it was causing her physical pain. She looked like she might explode. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I was certain she must have been quivering and blushing from ear to ear. You're serious? I'd marry you if I could. I want to kiss you and hug you too. That was the first time I'd ever heard Seiko speak so softly, but with such a stammer in her voice. Before I knew it, I was crying, and I had no idea why. Seiko, I'm sorry, I ran out of the room and just took off down the hall. I still couldn't tell why I was crying. It's like I was scared, or maybe I was happy, or maybe I just lost a friend. I needed to calm down. The Seiko I was friends with wasn't gone. She hadn't been lost. Regardless of whether or not I was able to return her feelings, I owed her at least a thank you. Seiko must have been pretty deep in regret by that point. I needed to get back to her. I needed to let her know that I would still stand by her. I was suddenly distracted by the sound of dripping water nearby. It was as if someone had left a faucet on, but only just, and it was slowly spilling out onto the floor. But where was it? It sounded close, yet there was no sign of running water anywhere that I could see. I had a bad feeling about this. All I knew was it was close. Like, really close. Wait, no. It couldn't be. I looked down at my feet and I gasped. An unpleasant-looking black fluid was running down my thighs and pooling up on the floor beneath my feet, and it wasn't stopping. Ew, what the hell? What is this? I hesitantly collected a bit of it on my finger and studied it. It wasn't blood. It was almost tar-like in consistency, smooth and viscous, and it seemed to be faintly glowing as well. Why was something like this coming out of my body? I went to wipe my finger on my skirt and shift it in place, only to lose my footing and fall backwards, landing hard on my rear. I put my hands on my sides of my head, closed my eyes, and screamed. I'd reached my limit. I just wanted all this to be over. But try as I might to shut out the world was determined not to be ignored. It was like heaven and earth were moving all around me. I felt dizzy, like my soul and my body were separating. I became acutely aware of my own mass, and started obsessing over it. I was so heavy. My head in particular. The human cranium weighs about 5 kilograms, and I could feel every last gram straining my neck muscles. It was hurting my back. What was happening? I'm losing consciousness. Can't open my eyes. All the blood in my body came rushing up to my head. Why is this happening? I could feel the blood vessels in my face pressing against my skin. I could see blood behind my eyelids. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts so much. The blood just kept coming. It wouldn't stop. It felt as if my blood vessels, my eyes, my whole head could burst at any moment. Somebody, please save me. Seiko! Be careful. You're about to fall into the valley of the past and future memories. Just as my last vestiges of consciousness were fading, I heard a little girl's voice, but I was in pain. I was weighed down. I couldn't open my eyes. If you wish to save your friend, you'll need to overcome fate itself. What are you saying? The heaviness in my head grew at an alarming rate, and I heard a tearing sound behind my ears. It was the sound of a major blood vessel breaking wide open. I was certain I was going to die, but then the pain and dizziness simply vanished. I had the sensation of a faint shimmering before my eyes, and I wondered if maybe I could open them now. Slowly and carefully, I relaxed the muscles that were so forcibly and fearfully holding my eyelids shut. What? Where am I? This isn't Heavenly Host. I knew exactly where I was. I'd seen this image a million times before. I'd seen it just this morning with Seiko. This was my house. Huh? Am I really home? Was it all a dream? Maybe? Mom, I'm home. Something wasn't right. My field of vision was low to the ground, and everything around me looked much larger than it should. What was going on? Naomi, guess what? I brought you a cat. Dad? You've always been so mature, watching the house all by yourself when we're away. Come on, pet it. Isn't she great, Naomi? Mom? Now you'll have someone to keep you company. Sorry we're always so late coming home from work, Shui. It's so nice that we can trust you, though. I'm really sorry, but now you won't be lonely anymore, right? Stop this. May would spend half of her time indoors and the other half in the backyard, as if she were out to pasture or something. It may not have been much land, but that was her territory, and she rarely ventured outside of it. Once I was so upset that my parents were going to be late coming home from work again that I scooped up May and ran away from home for a little while. Papa, Mama, I hate you. Stop it. It's because you're here, May. Because you're here, Papa and Mama don't think they have to come home. It's your fault, you know. Naomi, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Where did you and May run off to? I'm sorry, May. I don't want us to be apart. I said a really mean thing to you, May, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, it's all right, Naomi. May will always be there for you. She loves you, you know. She can sense exactly how you feel, and she's very understanding. It wasn't long after that May ran away. I searched for her every day through teary eyes, but in the end, she never did come home. It's such a pity. I guess even cats get strange ideas in their heads from time to time. That wasn't it. You two were such good friends, too. I did this. But you'll make a new friend in no time. You just need to put this out of your mind and move on. It's because May was so understanding and kind-hearted that she disappeared from my life. If only I hadn't said what I said to her. Oh, May, come back, please. May. May. You never change, do you? Mom? Mom, where are you? She's not here. Naomi? Ah, Seiko. Seiko, are you alright? I've been looking all over for you. I'm so sorry about before. She didn't respond, but she didn't have to. This was definitely Seiko. I can't see you very well. Come a little closer, please. Let me see your face. I drew in towards Seiko, who was sitting on the ground, and rested my head on her shoulder. Then I wrapped my arms around her. I still couldn't see her face. I thought it might be because of the dim lighting in the room. But no, that wasn't it. Something was very wrong here. Seiko wasn't moving an inch, and that's when I realized her skin was cold. She's dead? Wait, where was I? Was I at home? Or was this Heavenly Host? The last thing I remember was frantically trying to find her again. I could smell incense from somewhere far off, and finally realized that this wasn't reality. Now arriving at Kishi Station. No, this person's sitting perfectly still on the floor, not saying a word. This wasn't Seiko. So who was it? Naomi. Within the underlying darkness, I knew that whoever it was taking Seiko's shape was coming toward me. She's here. She's right next to me. I can feel her breath. I can sense her presence. Who are you? I'm your friend, with the broken neck, remember? This is the future, where you make me die. No! Why did you leave me by myself back there? After we finally managed to get back together, too. I was so worried that I'd hurt you. So worried. And that's why things turned out this way. No, don't say that. As I lay there stricken with grief, I heard the footsteps of a child approach. I looked up and saw a little girl with a red dress standing over me. Do you want to save your friend, no matter what it takes? Who? What are you? I'm the one who controls the fate of this world. I had no clue what she meant by that, but I remembered that she'd been giving me advice this whole time. She had a different air about her than the other spirits around the school building. I felt like maybe she was on my side. I want to save her. Please, if there's some way to do it, tell me how. I'll give you another chance to remember. Think hard. What you've just seen are events from your past, which are also the future through which your spirit now passes. In other words, this isn't the first time you've experienced a sequence of events, but you already knew that, didn't you? This sort of thing doesn't happen. It should have sounded like complete nonsense to me. But I didn't say a word, I just nodded. They were only fragments, but nonetheless, I was seeing crystal clear visions of what I can only assume was my first time experiencing these events. That sense of deja vu I'd been feeling wasn't just some crazy delusion or a misidentified nerve pulse in my brain. It was real. Then you've also already seen the trigger event from which your despair originated. So now you fight against this fated demise. When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway on the third floor of the school building. When did I get here? How long had I been here? I looked down and sure enough, there were puddles of black all around me. It was that viscous fluid that had been spilling out from inside me. A palpable manifestation of dread spreading out across the floor. But this was no time to sulk. I had to think about Seiko. I'd left her all by herself, again. I wonder if she's still in the custodian's room. That sound. It was coming from inside the bathroom. There was a violent banging coming from one of the stalls, with a lump in my throat and a shiver down my spine. I slowly crept in to take a look. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory. It didn't feel like there was anyone else in there with me, but I sensed a slight movement on the third stall door from the back. This was the source of all the bad feelings and uncomfortable premonitions I've been having. I knew what I was going to find. I remembered this future. This was the future I absolutely had to prevent from coming to pass. The image of what waited for me in that stall was burned into my memory. And it was now a reality. Seiko! Seiko, you're still alive. I'll save you. There it was again. A flash of the sad future that awaited us if I made even one wrong move here. But there was still time. I could still save her. Hold on, I'll get you down. But how? Her noose was pretty high off the ground. I needed some way to get up to neck height in order to pull her down safely. Something to stand on. No, I remember now. The bottom of that bucket is rusted through. I fall and I wind up breaking Seiko's neck. There must be some other way. Some way to loosen the rope so she can breathe. Though only half conscious, Seiko was thrashing about wildly, frantically squirming for air. It seemed automatic, like a reflex. The body struggled for life when life was being denied it. All I could see as I watched her body writhing on that rope was proof positive that she wanted to live. I'm going to save you, I swear. It was going to be all right. I could see the future. Fate was on my side for a change. No, wait, I remember this too. If I tried to lift her, I'm just going to end up pulling down on her harder and breaking her neck. Seiko, what do I do? There has to be something else. That was it. I need to lift her higher up. I quickly ducked under Seiko's body and forced myself between her wildly flailing legs until she was sitting on my shoulders. I then put everything I had into my back muscles, standing up and lifting her into the air. This created enough slack in the rope that the upper half of Seiko's body, weakened as it was, naturally collapsed against the back wall. Thinking fast, I took a step forward and actively pushed her into it, holding her in place so her head wouldn't drop back down again. Seiko, stay with me. Breathe. 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 I'm going to get you out of this rope now, okay? Just hold still. All the hair on my body was standing on end. I actually did it. I averted fate. I prevented Seiko's death. I could feel it all throughout my being. I had just stepped into a new world, a new destiny. It was an odd sensation. My deja vu, my memories of that horrible future had ground to a halt. I had no idea what would happen from now on. It seems the only memories I retained from that other timeline were the ones relating to my dearest friend's demise. Seiko had stopped squirming and simply slumped over, exhausted from the whole ordeal. I reached my hand up to her neck, gently and carefully. And after a lot of fumbling, I successfully untied the knot in the rope. Peeling the slack noose off of Seiko's neck made a sort of crackling sound with each yank. I was in awe of how much force that rope had exerted. It was painful just thinking about it. Up through this morning, she was all smiles and laughter. She was always thinking about me, and always so kind and outgoing. Why did something so horrible have to happen to her? But there was nothing to be afraid of anymore. Seiko and I had now bypassed the sad fate that previously awaited us. As long as the two of us were together, we'd make it through this. I looked down at Seiko, still breathing, and sobbed. I led Seiko out of the stall and gently laid her down on the bathroom floor. She was too weak to go any farther just yet. Seiko, you idiot! Why would you try to hang yourself? I was so worried about you. You have no idea. I laid my head on her body. She was so warm. I wasn't going to let her go again. I wasn't going to let anyone take her away from me. It's okay. It's okay now. I'm sorry, Seiko. I won't ever leave you alone again. Do you understand? Can you see me? It's me, Naomi. What is it? What? Seiko? What's wrong? It's me. It's me. Yeah. Seiko wasn't acting like herself. She was regarding me as if she had just seen a ghost. Her face was plainly painted with abject fear, from the very depths of her soul. She stumbled to her feet clumsily, then hastily darted out of the room. No! Seiko? What? Why? I didn't understand. Was she confused? Either way, I had to catch her. Wait, tell me what's wrong. It's me, Naomi. I kept pace with Seiko's frantic, unsteady sprinting as she turned the corner and headed down the staircase. And then... No. Damn. That fucking piano wire. No! Why? Why? Seiko, I saved you. I just saved you. It smells rotten. Ah! Oh, poor you. Poor you. Did you really think you could save her? Once someone's fate passes through these halls, it locks in place forever. Don't you see? If your destiny is to die here, then that's what's going to happen, no matter what. And the way you die will just keep getting worse and worse every time. Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. I'll gladly extract all your painful memories for now. This isn't your first time here after all, right? We have all the time in the world to savor all the new, unspeakable ways your friend can die. No! No! Such unbelievable cruelty. This was an inhuman malevolence, the likes of which I had never even imagined could exist. Because of my own overzealous actions, Seiko wound up meeting a fate even worse than death by hanging. It's my fault. My fault. My tears began raining down on Seiko's cheek and on her forehead, into her nose, into her mouth, into her eyes. But Seiko's eyes wouldn't close. Despite lacking the ability to focus anymore, she just kept staring right at me. Oh, Seiko, what are you looking at right now? What thoughts are going through your mind? Why did you run from me earlier? Why were you so afraid? But no matter how many times I asked her these questions, Seiko just wouldn't answer. I told her we'd always be friends, no matter what. That we'd always be together. Answer me. Please say something. Don't leave me all alone. I could still feel the warmth from Seiko's head in my arms. But she was gone now. I was powerless. All I could do was scream. There was nothing else to do. Nothing would change. Not that the screaming helped. All that did was echo back at me, as if mocking my pain. I felt like I was trapped in a cold, damp cell. I had no doubt in my mind that this was hell. Why do we have to be put through this nightmare? God, I can't take it anymore. Get me out of here. Someone, please, save me. An alternate universe tale. Chapter 2, Demise. Chapter is now playable. Come on, fully translate, fucker. Satomi Arai, Soulful Testimony, unlocked in bonus menu. Save system data. System data saved. Yay, it's over. Damn. And that's part fucking 2. Holy shit, there wasn't much of a break in all that shit. I almost went like a double-length episode. An entire hour and 48 minutes now. Shit. Well, that's it. I have to admit, there's a lot of game. Well, I wish there was a lot more gameplay orientation, but no. Those scenes are just so damn long. Fuck. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and hopefully you're looking forward to seeing me play through the whole damn thing. So, like and subscribe if you want, and hopefully I'll see you again in part 3. This is Anime Brian, signing out.